Hi folks, welcome back to the 8 Regents tournament. One last game remaining this week, and this is the game between Makak and Courteous in the Baratheon Lannister match, of course. Unfortunately, it's already decided. As you can see, we have 4 losses already, so Lannister is going to win this either 5-2 or 4-3, depending on what happens in this last game. And the game has just started, so let's have a look. Dark wings, dark words on both sides. Okay, so 75 card decks that get some extra draw when they play events. And honestly, I think Baratheon should have a stronger deck with this agenda, because it's a deck that is sometimes played even outside of this tournament. It can play the generic events that do stuff like the Daniel events and stuff like that, while Lannister has a lot of events that are rarely played, like getting extra challenges when you lose a challenge, or you can get card draw with events that you don't ever really see. So the package of events that are, for instance, cheap and would just be played as an action and then replace themselves, I don't think is that good. But then again, I'm not that familiar with Lannister, so we'll see what the deck does, and starts with Pentoshi and the annoying Tyrion that I personally strongly dislike. So going for the Clansman, we have Harrenhal to put something in for free, and then Tyrion can of course take it back to hand before it gets killed. And I'm sure Baratheon will appreciate the extra gold from Pentoshi going for Bran the Builder here to possibly search for locations. Hello Richard, nice to have you. Okay, Delena will stop some stand. Painted Dogs is one card that the clansmen do like to play. And let's see if any events get played. Taking Bastard of Robert, who can of course then be played for free if you do get Robert Baratheon. And here comes the Painted Dogs, so they cannot stand Tyrion, but Tyrion can bring them back to hand so that Harrenhal doesn't kill them. For the 2-claim military, that happened a lot in my game, potentially. Okay. Helps a little bit, and also some claim soak now. Yeah, my game should be available later today as well. I've added commentary, even though I was slightly annoyed to have to talk about my own defeat, but that's how it goes sometimes. But looks like Makak definitely has a better start than I did against the Clansman here. Lots of characters already in play. And going for intrigue, so there might not be a way now to do the 2-claim military, and this is a good one here. So blanking Tyrion means that he cannot take Painted Dogs back to hand, so it will be killed at the end of the round. That's an annoying card. Oh, but not a good one here for Makak. Losing Robert Baratheon, he could have been played, and then he brings the Chad with him as well. Bastard of Robert for claim soak and extra draw. And Tyrion can do military. Okay. Giving the icon to the one character that already had it. Might have been a misclick this. Okay, Crescent will defend this. Now, will he be taken for claim? There is no economy, so I wouldn't personally claim the Dragonstone Faithful. And yeah, in my game, the only attachment I saw from my opponent was Sweet Slip, which Crescent unfortunately cannot discard because it's not a condition. This is has been discussed many times. Should have been, but it isn't. Okay, doing stuff manually. Not a big deal. So the problem now is, or well, not really a problem, being over reserve, so 8 cards in hand, and the chances actually to get the Brand the Builder triggers now, so I wonder what location will be searched for. But Lannister is not quite done. Let's see what event they have. Nothing, it seems. Just needing turning grounds. Okay, so adding the economy location and then spears to hand. Two good locations, but something now needs to go for reserve. Yeah, good chance that one of the players, if not both, play Annals of Castle Black, which is a staple in this agenda. Lets you replay stuff from the discard pile. Okay, Shadow of the Throne can't touch Harrenhal, unfortunately. And also Stannis, 7 for 7, and Bastard of Robert now gone, so I assume there isn't another Robert in hand. And now Brand the Builder from the other side against Baring, which is pretty good here for Makak, stopping that Harrenhal this round. Now, let's pay some attention to the event. So we have Shadow of the Throne, we have Nightmares, we have all off to Galtown. Two of those very useful if Annals is played at some point, and now we have support from the Iron Bank, another one that you don't see very often, but in this deck very nice. And let's him play some locations, including the Fiefdom for a reduced cost. Could have even taken 2 last round if he had this event available. Okay, Melisandre to kneel the Clansman, or Tyrion himself. doing nothing, if I see correctly. Nothing with Melisandre, so there must be a scene in flames, saving the Nil for the challenges phase, which makes sense, and now it's probably going to take Gunther, who has, of course, the annoying ability. And discarding another clansman. So the good thing is now that the hand of the Lannister player here is really small, only 2 cards left, so that dupe against a completely unprotected board is not going to help. He has Makak has 5 cards, so even if Morghulis is played, can use Alistair to kneel the remaining character, and then also has spears as further protection. So it's there is some decent resistance here to potential reset. And kneeling Teamet again. Let's see, so number of clansmen would be 2, but it is extra claim if he does manage to win the military, which is guaranteed, so going for that over the discard that Gunther gets Courteous here, but it would need to be the military challenge probably, because he cannot win intrigue alone. Yeah. Okay. Stopping that completely. Within the name of your king. Looks like he's used all the draw from the agenda already. And Tyrion strong enough, just about to push the intrigue challenge through, and gets the draw location to bed. Nice early lead for Baratheon. Wouldn't matter much if he was down on cards, but he's actually ahead, so it's not too bad. And gold mine added, so that's not going to help with any immediate draw. You need to play that, and then you can filter a little bit, but it's not that beneficial. And now the Harris lets him keep, if he wants to keep Tyrion, just Gunther or the 2 reducers, or maybe he could go for Teamed Gunther in one of the reducers, but Baratheon is okay with this. As you can see, Melisandre, Delena and the Chad here, and Alistair will be able to kneel the standing character when he leaves play, whatever the strongest one is. And yeah, losing Tyrion here, so again he's knelt Teamet before, so I assume this will be the choice again. And it is. Additional kneel possible with Melisandre, although yeah, some non-lore stuff here. The Child, for instance, which I assume it's 3 copies in the deck, so maybe can't get it every round, we'll see. And here comes Robert. Now, do we have any claim soak or dupes? We have Davos. Decent enough. cancel is for sure a useful thing, and the milk, so that cancels both Robert and Melisandre potentially for the remainder of the game, but no characters, and now pressure is on. Now Makak will be going for the military here and getting it, so that's going to kill off the dupe. Or the power icon, and we know the card in hand is Gold Mine, because it was taken last round with Bran the Builder. Could just defend, yeah. And Courteous doesn't bother. Nothing for that red keep to do. So up to 9 power now, and here comes the Morghulis. And that's why he made sure to keep the duplicate. But there is no gold on the red keep, so he's not going to be able to cancel Davos and Spears here, which means probably that Melisandre might survive. Robert will come in, of course, without the milk, or Delena, who can search for another character, which is always decent. Okay, so being able to find an additional dupe with the heir to the throne, that means Melisandre survives, Davos back to hand, and Robert back to hand. There won't be enough economy to just play everything out, but yeah, definitely timed this one pretty well and found what he needed. Heir to the throne is a great answer to Morghulis, especially in Baratheon, because you can find Lannister, he is still alive, who can then kneel whatever has a duplicate on the other side, or you can find Shireen and then sacrifice, of course, the important character that wasn't protected on your side, or you can find a duplicate and survive the Morghulis, and we have Melisandre duplicated again, just in case something annoying happens. And I think it's not looking good now for Lannister. Bring some stuff out. Had to kneel the power icon though to do it. Yeah. Making sure he wins the military. Now, the card in hand now is a mystery. I was going to say we don't know if it's a character, and it is. So Painted Dogs able to defend this, and they can kind of escape if they time it correctly. So Lannister actually survived this one pretty well. And Melisandre winning this one, but it is opposed, and now we'll see Painted Dogs standing Gunther, who will do a challenge, use his ability, and then the other Painted Dogs should stand him again, so that gets rid of Baratheon's cards. As high as honor. Support for neutral cards, interesting. And claiming or choosing Silisi for Gunther's ability. Plenty of time, 35 minutes to turn it around, but does he have the cards is the question, and here comes King in the North. No Melisandre, but no Red Keep either. No, no Harrenhal, no Clansman abilities. Actually, Selisi does still work, so if you manage to go second, she can use her fast reaction, and it almost certainly doesn't get cancelled. Well, not by the Red Keep or the Guildhall. Treachery would still work against it. Not sure what's going on with the action windows here. Yeah, Robert's ability will still work, but I think Baratheon will be hoping to win this round now. Let's see, so going for 9. Let's him win by 5 if Makak doesn't properly defend. Could play put to the sword with that. Now is that does that help him survive? I don't think it does. It would still be potentially 3 unopposed challenges back, so I think it's possible not to even defend this. Just take the Melisandre dupe, then whatever is killed for put to the sword. It's not going to be enough. Now there is some other stuff that triggers off winning by 5 in Lannister, but again, not smart enough to know it from memory. And Makak does not give it a chance to happen. Let's see, what do we have here? We do have attack from the mountains, which brings another character into play. Just a military icon. And now the stealth is gone, unfortunately. So the best Makak can do here is unopposed intrigue and then win the power challenge, which would bring him to 14. If he had some renown here on Robert, it would be game over. But now I think Robert is free to choose cost 4 or lower here. And I think winning initiative also wins the game. Next round, going for that 7, it's not enough. March beats it. And here we also wildfire result first, which means Davos will go back to hand, presumably. And then Shira Errol will be marched. She is knelt anyway. And killing the only standing character on the other side. Interesting. Yeah, stealth, power icon. So, if there is no control here for Robert, let's see. Missing with never bet against my family. Yeah, 75 cards, and questionable how many uniques you can include if you do the Clansman package. It's unfortunate. Okay, there is some stuff, so is he going to try the 2-claim military and then hope that there is no board left for the counter here. With perfect cards in hand, with put to the sword would kind of work, but again, Makak has a chance to defend against that. And this time he leaves it. Okay. Now let's see. Is the penalty coming? And it is. So, put to the sword does kill Robert, but Tyrion is gone. Still alive, but he is gone, so can't raise the claim to kill Davos as well. That leaves 2 characters. Digging for options. Hound is back. And ambushed. Okay, so he's not going to try to defend power. Brings him back, which means that he won't be hit by the intrigue claim, but then Davos can just bypass him. Cancel event. Okay, no way to defend it. And Baratheon wins. A very quick game actually. Players played really fast because we did have 6 of the 7 rounds. 1 plot remaining for both, and we've seen their resets. So I wonder if either of them was playing Annals in this game. Would be interesting to see. There's plenty of events on both sides to be used. Yeah. I think this is was to be expected. I think Baratheon has a better Dark Wings, Dark Words deck here, and Lannister, I'm sure, was intentionally playing an agenda they weren't sure of here because they have the match won. So, that, as I said last night when I did commentary for my own game, it's especially annoying to lose such a close game if the match then ends 4-3, but what can you do? But I think Lannister also definitely played some sub-optimal decks after they won, trying presumably to get rid of some of their worst agendas that don't really work. Okay, so let that be it for this tournament for this week, but an invitation to everyone, of course, to join me in 3 hours when we cover the final of the Champions of Westeros League. So thanks for joining me on this one, and we'll see you next time.